Hi, my name is Abby Sheets, and I chose to do my intercultural speech on a place that's a little closer to home, rather than a foreign country. California is one of the most populated states in the United States. It is favored by many tourists, and its sunshine brings more and more people to visit them every year. Some of you may have visited California before. Although California is still located in the U.S., there are many different factors that contribute to the differences than living in Kentucky. These major differences include the following: weather, population, traffic, gun control, and living situations. California is a big tourist state, and before visiting, you may want to know these big differences. Being aware of your place of interest will help you fit in better and be more comfortable with the place you are visiting. Jacob Carrera was my person of interest. He was very willing to work with me and describe the major differences that take place in California. Jacob now attends Campbellsville University on a baseball scholarship. We are great friends, and he tells me all the time how Kentucky is so much different than his hometown in San Jose. California has many features that differ from Kentucky, and some Kentuckians may even believe that California is the better place for them. Jacob first told me what he misses the most about California is its weather. California's weather varies on a day-to-day basis, and heat. Oppositely, Kentucky's weather is very bipolar. There are days when the weather could be sunny and hot, the next day could be cloudy, the next day could be snowing, and the next day raining. Californians are accustomed to a constant weather. Jacob first told me that the California climate in the summer can vary from 80 to 100 degrees without humidity. Droughts are often common in California, according to the National Weather Service, and this year, according to Jacob, California suffered from one of the biggest droughts in history. Never in my time of Kentucky have we suffered from a drought, but instead, we do suffer from floods that drown people's homes when they hit in the right places. Even though droughts is a negative part of California, it has not stopped the millions of settlers living there. The favorable weather draws more and more people to the state every year. California is an overpopulated state. There are 38.8 million people living in California currently, and that number continues to rise. Jacob went on to tell me that overpopulation plays a factor in jobs and housing that are available for people. Kentucky is less populated, and therefore it is less crowded. Kentucky's population is only 4.4 million people. That's a big difference between the 34 million people. According to the Los Angeles Loyalist, Los Angeles is the second most populated city in the United States. Los Angeles is located in California. The overpopulation comes with its fair share of inconveniences, such as shopping lines, for example. With overpopulation also comes traffic. California's roadways stay bumper-to-bumper traffic, and you need to plan accordingly to arrive somewhere on time. Kentucky's roadways are almost always clear. You can travel 70 miles per hour with no stopping on our interstates. Jacob first told me that California traffic is definitely a pain. No matter which freeway you are on, you're sure to be in bumper-to-bumper traffic. These traffic jams can be a stressful situation for Californian settlers, but in Kentucky, this conflict may never happen, at least not in the same way that occurs in California. From my point of view as a Kentuckian, major bumper traffic only occurs if there's a wreck, whereas oppositely, California traffic is another day-to-day thing. The stressful traffic and overpopulation can create many conflicts in the state of California. This meaning, some people cannot be trusted. In California, according to my person of interest, guns are carried by everyone and at all times. In Kentucky, only a select people have guns on them at all times. Jacob told me that it is very common for people to have guns hanging from their hips. Firearm laws in California and Kentucky do not differ. You must have a license in order to carry your firearms. In Kentucky, it is common for people to have guns, but for different reasons of use. Many people in Kentucky use their firearms for deer hunting on their many acres of land. In Kentucky, when you own a home, there are several acres of land that you live on. This country version of living is not the same in California. Most Californians' homes are in subdivisions and apartments. Jacob described his home to me in California. I live in a court with 3 other houses that are extremely close to one another. I also live next to the freeway. Oppositely, I live on 50 acres of land at my hometown in Frankfort. In California, you are lucky to even have one or two. Jacob also told me that the first thing that surprised him whenever he arrived to Kentucky was the scenery. There was so much land, trees, and farm animals. California and Kentucky have many differences, and based on the type of person you are, either one may be the place that you prefer. Even though Kentucky and California are located in the same country, their miles of distance has created many differences between each other. Jacob went on to tell me that Kentuckians would never survive in the California living, and that they would hate it. California may be in the same country as Kentucky, but there are many differences that make California interesting and diverse. It would definitely take some getting used to for the Kentuckian person, Jacob said.